It is leg day, baby dolls. This is start of week 2 of my cut for my photo shoot, but we're in week 4 of this training program, so shit's getting heavy now. So as you already know, we are fucking warming up to our RDLs now. Starting off with my first set at 95. I did this weight last week for 10, 8, 8 reps. My rep range is 6 to 10, so I've got still room to progress with this weight and try and aim for more reps, so stick to the same weight again this week. Day 2 of my period as well, and generally when it's that time of the month for me, like I don't work around my period. Like I don't adjust my sessions to match my period. Like something I always say to my clients and something I practice as well with my training sessions. If I'm not feeling 100%, if I'm a bit tired, if I notice my period has me feeling a little bit funky, like I just go into my sessions with no expectations and just to work at the capacity I have available to me in that session. I'm not going into it being like, oh, I already feel like shit, so I know I'm gonna have a shit session, so I'm not gonna try and I'm just gonna take it easy. Just go in and see how you fucking go. See how the warm-up sets feel. Do they feel fucked? Maybe we do pull the weight back a little bit. Do they feel okay? It's like, cool, maybe we shoot for an extra rep for a little bit heavier. Like, I do understand that there's some people that might not be able to train in their period or can't handle that sort of stuff, which is fair, but like at the same time, you don't need to fucking tell yourself you can't do shit before you even try. Just give it a fucking crack, see what your capacity is on the day, and then fucking go for it if you can, and if not, do something different. Oh yeah, the point of that story was that sometimes when I am on my period, my back does get a little bit like painful, like I do get a little bit like achy in my stomach and my back, especially on like the first 1 to 2 days of my period. So it does feel a little bit achy, but I have an ego and I need to beat what I did last week. So we're going to go for more reps. If it's there, it's there. And if it's not, like, it's fine. But yeah, that was the whole point of that story. I completely got sidetracked though. Let's go, first step. What I can say is this is going to be fucking feral. By the time week 8 rolls around, like this is only week 4, I like to be able to get up to 30 kilos each side, which would be pretty cool because by the time that happens, I'll probably be down like 59, 60. So I could do like body weight reverse lunges again. Deep into that, which would be fun. One thing people really overlook when they're trying to grow their glutes Their technique. Technique matters so fucking much, as well as the intention, the effort, and the intensity applied behind it. You could train really hard, or you could be progressing a lot with the weight that you're putting on the bar, the dumbbells, and everything. But if your technique looks like shit, you're not going to be building the muscle that you want to build. So it's important to be aggressively overloading with weight or reps. You also need to earn the right to do that. You got to make sure that you are doing these reps with correct technique before you then add more weight, and then you add more weight. You do the same thing. You earn the right to then add more weight again. You start to refine your technique with a heavier weight, make it look cleaner, make it look more consistent. Then you progress again. You can do all the glute exercises in the world. If your technique looks like shit, you're not going to build the glutes of your dreams. On to the fourth and final exercise. This program is so short and sweet. I fucking love it, but it still takes me forever to get through. Like when you're training with enough effort behind you and you're, training closer to failure with your exercises, you're pushing your sets hard, you're going to utilize a lot of rest in between. So you don't actually need 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 exercises in a session to get something quality out of it. You just need to practice and build up your skill of training close to failure and training harder to get the absolute most out of the exercise you have in a session.
Smash meal number 2. It is currently 1 o'clock. I haven't eaten since my first meal this morning, which you would have seen. Just like timing today just did not go to plan. So this is a really like big gap between meals, but fuck me, I'm so fucking starving. And like also after a leg session, this is so necessary. This is what I've been having for my lunch / dinner. Like last week, this was my dinner. This week I'm doing it for my lunches. It's just chicken breast coated in like the crispy chicken seasoning from Old El Paso. So fucking good. Cook it in the air fryer. It's like popcorn chicken vibes. That's my protein source. Then I've added in carbs into this meal. I've added in some rice. So last week I was having this for dinner, but with no rice and just doing the salad and the chicken. And I don't like it. So I readjusted the rest of my day so I can fit in a little bit more rice in lunch, and then I've still got it for the rest of the day too. So I've got 40 grams of rice, that's the uncooked weight, and then just a packaged salad, which you would have seen in the last video. It's just like the Asian like noodle salad with the I'm actually can't speak when I don't have food in my system. With the little crunchy noodles and the sauce that comes with the packet, and then I've just topped it with some spring onions, because spring onions, they just make a meal. So you would have seen in the last vlog us doing the grocery shop as well, which is pretty much the exact same meals again this week, just slightly tweak the portions like I said. When it comes to like being in a fat loss phase, and even not, like I generally eat the same things, I just make some variety with like the veggies I'm using, the seasoning I'm using, the type of meat source. Like they all follow the similar structure regardless of whether my goal is to build more muscle, whether I want to get strong as fuck, whether I want to lose body fat, whether I'm just, just cruising through life. Like I always have the same sort of structure to my meals, always including some source of protein, some source of carbs, some source of veggies or fruit, and a bit of fats as well, because that's just kind of the basis of a well-balanced diet. And I'm still incorporating chocolate in my days during a fat loss phase. Like there's no food that are off limits, but I genuinely love the way I eat. I feel satisfied. It fuels my sessions well. Like I feel like I can still perform in my sessions. Obviously, as we diet down a little bit more, there's going to be a risk of energy being decreased, which is to be expected. But like I work my nutrition around being able to still perform at my best, look my best, feel my best, and all of the above. So that way, not only am I functioning in a gym session, but I'm also functioning as I'm coaching my clients. Like I am working all day most days, so it's like I want to make sure I'm able to keep up with my day as well. One thing I'm trying to be more mindful of and more aware of, I don't know if this counts because I'm literally talking to a camera, is like being more mindful with my eating and trying not to be distracted when I'm eating my meals, because I want to make sure I'm actually getting filled up. One thing I've noticed, and this is just kind of a habit I've grown up with my entire life, like, you know, always watching TV when we're eating dinner, or since like having phones, scrolling on Instagram, watching TikToks, watching a YouTube video, and even like working from home and working for myself now, it's like if I work when I eat, and I've picked up on this habit that I would like to change. So something I'm being more aware of, more mindful of, is just putting my phone down and really scheduling a time block to eat my food with no distractions. I haven't set the expectation to do this with every meal, because like in dinner time, me and my partner like to sit down and watch a TV show together. So I'm like, I'm not going to take away that sort of quality time. But in saying that, it's like for breakfast and lunch, like those are 2 meals that I know I can do that. So I've committed to having at least those 2 meals. No distractions, no phone, no music, no laptop, no TV, no nothing. Literally just my thoughts and a fucking spoon. And I've really enjoyed it. Another thing is to kind of take longer breaks between each bite. I love fucking just shoving all the food down my fucking gob, and I don't think that does anything good for my digestion. I just can't fucking stop burping sometimes, and I think it's just because I literally eat so fucking fast. So another thing, this is helping because I'm literally talking between every single bite, but like putting my fork down, letting myself like actually swallow the food that I just put in my mouth before I have another spoonful. Just same thing, just to slow everything down. Like I don't need to be in a fucking rush all the time, and I don't like being in a rush. This has just been really, really helpful, and something I'd like to carry over like beyond just dieting as well. Like this is a habit I would like to keep long term, and every now and again, you know, if you're not going to have that consistent habit come up, like every now and again I'm going to watch TV, or I'm going to be on my phone, or I've got work to do and I'm going to have to do it, like that's totally fine and I'm okay with that. But if I can make majority of my meals with no distractions, then I'm going to be happy with that. Something I wanted to chat about, because I didn't actually talk about this in the last video when I said that I'm doing like my photo shoot, is kind of the why behind it, and it's nothing special. Like literally the last time I did a photo shoot, there was a bigger why behind that, and like that was to prove to myself that I'm fucking capable of doing anything. And it was a very big adjustment to my entire life, the way I approached that, because I went from being in a shitty environment, absolutely hating how I looked in the mirror, hating just who I was as that person, and just didn't feel like myself. I felt like a stranger in my body, a stranger in my mind, and I didn't fucking like that, because I never thought I was that person. I never thought I would get to that place, and I wanted to do everything I could to change that, because I wanted to feel like my body was my home. So I did pursue a fat loss phase, and I pursued a goal to do a photo shoot. And although that's like kind of, I guess you could say, the vain goal, because it's just like, oh, you just want to like lose fat, look hot, do a photo shoot. Absolutely, like why can't we do that? But on the other side of it, it really allowed me to kind of be disciplined and stick to my word when I said I was going to do something. Leading up to that point, I'd say I do all these things, never follow through, give up halfway, all this stuff, and I was just like, fuck this, like that's just not who I am. So I'm going to set myself a fucking goal, and I'm going to stick to it, and I'm going to pursue it, and I'm not going to let other things or other people stand in my way. So that whole prep last time was very much just a opportunity for me to kind of prove to myself that like this is who I am, that I can trust myself. Although you see like cool before and after, yada yada yada, everything I became in that prep, I'm still to this day. So it wasn't the fact that like the fat loss was what gave me the confidence or what made me become who I want to. It was the fucking process I had to go through to get there that I was like, holy fucking shit, I can do this. This is who I want to become. This is who I am. This is the weapon I want to be. And that has carried over till now. I look at myself in the mirror and I fucking love what I see. Regardless if I'm 5, 6, 7 kilos heavier than I was last time or not. I still fucking love what I see in the mirror, because I'm still practicing habits that make me feel good every single day. And like leading up to this point, like I committed to a build phase. I followed through with the commitments of that build phase, and I successfully did it. So it's like, every single goal I've been setting myself up until this point is all stacking the proof that I'm the person I want to be, and also as the coach I want to be, and that's all from doing the shit I've said I was going to do and staying committed to staying committed to my word essentially. And the reason behind why I want to do this photo shoot now is another sort of challenge. Like, I'm not just doing this because like, oh, I need to lose weight now and I need a goal to do that. It's just like, one, why the fuck not get some hot pics taken of you when you're at your leanest? Whether I use this for content or not, whether I use this as business or not, which I am going to because this is my, like, I'm a coach, this is my business. But regardless or not, if I was a coach, like, I could have photos where I look my fucking best, you know, treated like a fucking queen for the day, with hair and makeup, and like you get your best friend coming in and taking videos, and you just got all these people fucking hyping you up. Like, who doesn't want that? Like, you can fucking lie to yourself if you don't want that. So like, that's part of the reason why I want it. Also, in all honesty, I'm looking to compete next year, and I haven't worked with the coach I'm with now throughout a fat loss phase before. So we also want to kind of see how my body responds to this, as I wouldn't say it's a practice run because I'm not going to be getting that lean, but it's kind of just like an understanding of like what it's going to take for me to get the stage ready next year, which is that's a whole nother story, which I'm not going to dive deep into today, but that's kind of like a little sneaky announcement. And I have talked about it, but I haven't talked about it much, so if you watch this video, now you know. Anyway, I'm going to finish eating this, get stuck into a bunch of work. I'm so behind schedule. Yesterday I got fucking hit with the worst headache, and like I'm a pussy when it comes to having a headache, honestly. Like, I cannot fucking function, so I had to like have a midday nap, and that pushed me the fuck behind with everything. So I'm gonna dive in and I'll see you with my next meal, which will be a little snacky. Okay, that's meal number 3, snack number 1. Got my little braids in at the moment. I'm trying to be a bit more consistent with it. Oiling my hair mask, shit like that, because I have really curly hair. You just wouldn't see it, because I'm one to embrace people's like natural features. Like, I love curly hair on other people, just on me personally, it is so hard to manage. Like, my hair is like a bird's nest when I wake up in the morning when I have curly hair, so I just don't want to deal with that when I'm waking up at 4:30 for work. So I'd rather blow dry it, sometimes straighten it, and obviously that's not healthy for your hair, and my hair's also bleached, so the poor thing just goes through the fucking wars. But I only have braids in just to stop me from playing with it and touching it. Yogurt with cinnamon. This has been the go-to snack at the moment. It's just 200 grams of yogurt, the yogurt and cinnamon. This combo together is so good. I actually had it the other night at Jackson's with sugar-free maple, and the cinnamon was fucking hectic. I'm just eating this now in my room because it's so loud downstairs. My brother playing Xbox. Eating this now, and then I'm going back to Jackson's house, so we'll have dinner there. So well. That's a juicy motherfucker right there. What have you got for dins?
I had my barramundi.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for my potatoes to cook.
Dinner number 2.
Yeah. Did you guys know though that I look like this?
Prep king. Dessert for me. Dessert for you. I think Milo was crying for you when you left.
He's really not anymore.
No, he really is.